I am here today to answer one question that comes to your mind during this period of pandemic. Is it safe to consume chicken and eggs during this period? Well, let's see. To protect our body from any infection, it is very essential to include foods which boost our immunity. A balanced diet is very essential during this period. Nutrients like protein helps us boost our immunity. Poultry is a rich source of good quality protein. Hence, including a portion of poultry in our diet regularly will help us achieve our daily requirement for proteins. Along with protein, poultry also gives us other nutrients which are anti-infective and antioxidants like vitamin A, zinc and selenium. All these nutrients help in increasing or rather boosting our immunity. Hence, including poultry undoubtedly is good. So friends, have no doubts and remember, consuming poultry is absolutely safe during this period of pandemic. So remember, chicken hai safe.
During this pandemic, we as dietitians were a little concerned with the rumors and the growing number of queries with respect to poultry consumption, that is namely chicken and eggs. I'm sure we all know that protein is a macronutrient which has a very important biological, structural and functional role in the body. And here I would like to remind you that poultry is a very good source of proteins and that good quality proteins is required to build your immunity. Eggs are class 1 protein and they are usually used as a reference protein to classify other protein sources. So I mean, it's absolutely very clear that you need not discontinue eating eggs for any reasons whatsoever when you actually need it the most. And I would like to again emphasize here that poultry is protein rich. So guys, please have an egg on a daily basis. I believe that eggs are a complete superfood and go by the saying, Sunday ho ya Monday, roz khao ande. Talking about the concerns with respect to chicken consumption due to the COVID-19 or the coronavirus scare, I would simply like to state that there is absolutely no need to worry on the risk of contracting the virus through meat consumption. In fact, when we cook or boil the chicken, the temperature goes well beyond 100 degrees Celsius where all the pathogens cease to exist. Even the ICMR has issued various communications stating that eating non-veg, that is chicken and eggs, is not related to COVID-19. So here, everyone out there, I would like to re-emphasize that please continue eating poultry. It is absolutely safe, and I would like to end the note by saying chicken hai safe.
In my area of work, I always emphasize that adequate protein should be taken. As far as Indian diets are concerned, most people do not take adequate protein, and that's a huge issue. And working with athletes, this is the biggest challenge that I come across. Okay, protein is something that's very important, and every nutritionist is going to tell you the same, right? Because we need protein to ensure that we have adequate muscle mass. For anyone who's trying to lose weight, if you do crash diets, the first thing that you lose is actually the lean muscle tissue. So crash diets are definitely not recommended, but I'm trying to emphasize the importance of protein. Protein are the building blocks of your body and you need them in adequate amounts. Usually it's around 1 gram per kg body weight. Besides that, if you want your immunity to be great, then it is important that you take adequate protein, not just in the main meals but also in the snack that you consume. For your antibodies, for your enzymes, for your hormones, and to ensure that you are not anemic, you need protein. So this is the most important macronutrient besides of course the carbohydrates and good fats in your diet. And protein is something that I recommend to all my athletes, not just the competitive athletes but also recreational athletes. So as far as Indian diets are concerned, there are so many religious sentiments, and on certain days of the week, adequate protein is not taken. Okay, most often non-veg is skipped because there could be some religious festival, or there could be fasting at home, and then non-veg is not prepared at home, and taking adequate dal becomes important, nuts become important. Right now with the pandemic, and COVID lockdown and all that, a lot of people that I observe, they're not actually taking adequate protein. So many of my clients were quite apprehensive about taking chicken and eggs and mutton and a whole lot of other non-vegetarian food. So I keep telling them, this is the easiest way, in fact, to enhance your immunity. So the easiest way to source would be to get some chicken and eggs and make sure that you include them in your regular diet so that you get adequate protein. Okay, so chicken is absolutely safe. In fact, before the pandemic started, or rather the lockdown started, I spoke to a very dear friend of mine who's an infectious disease specialist in Chennai in one of the top hospitals. And she said, Shiny, there's nothing to connect, eating chicken and then, getting coronavirus. No. Okay, so it's about social distancing, ensuring that we maintain hygiene. Those are the things that we need to pay attention to. And we do not eat raw meat at all. In fact, chicken is cooked so well in the Indian cuisine. So there's absolutely no connection to chicken, eggs, and then, the coronavirus. So do not fear eating chicken, eggs, or any kind of non-vegetarian food. So poultry is protein rich, and chicken and eggs are absolutely safe to eat. Go ahead and ensure that you get adequate protein.
Proteins are one of the 3 macronutrients. They play a very, very important role in the synthesis of structural components of a human body, like our hair, skin, nails, muscles, etc. and also in the production of important biochemicals like enzymes, hormones, antibodies, as well as our genetic material. As far as proteins are concerned, not only is the quantity consumed important, the quality of the protein that you consume is equally important. First class proteins are those proteins which contain all the essential amino acids. Important food sources of first class proteins are milk, eggs, chicken, lean meat, soya and soya products. Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a widespread fear among people in consuming chicken and eggs. Well, let me assure you that the virus does not spread through food and food products. One must definitely be careful while preparing the food. One must wash their hands thoroughly with soap before cooking as well as serving food. One must also ensure that the meat is thoroughly cooked. Please bear in mind to keep the cutting surfaces of raw meat as well as fresh produce separate. If you are somebody who consumes chicken and eggs, please do not let this pandemic scare you. Continue eating chicken and eggs because they are important for keeping your immunity good. And good immunity is very, very important in fighting this virus. So, poultry hai protein rich, chicken hai safe, and eggs are essential to keep your immunity good. Thank you. Take care.